In this lecture, we will review other theories of consciousness and intelligence. Some theorists believe that there is a library of collective knowledge, and our brain acts as a receptor to this universal intelligence. Our mind cannot be seen. It is part of a larger universal mind. The intellectual capacity of the human mind is ever expanding. Recent trends in human intelligence is evolving and suggest that IQ scores on average have increased 30 points over the last century. Many of our known geniuses claim that their knowledge came to them from some divine transmission by channeling or in dreams. Some claim to have been told something or was guided by some source or force, that a spirit went inside of them and they became inspired, quote unquote, in spirit with wisdom. This source of inspiration transmitted wisdom and profound knowledge through thoughts being projected into their minds. Again, we as evolving beings striving for superior knowledge must welcome wisdom and information with an objective analysis, not just an intermediate subjective conclusion. We will first start off with collective consciousness. Carl Gustav Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist and founder of the School of Analytic Psychology. He proposed and developed the concepts of the extroverted and introverted personality, archetypes, and the collective unconscious. For Jung, the collective unconscious is that transpersonal aspect of the unconscious psyche in which we all participate and can potentially access through dreams, art, myths, fairy tales, and more. As Jung said himself in 1969, the collective unconscious is different than Freud's personal unconscious, in which we must include all more or less intentional representations of painful thoughts and feelings. Jung viewed the collective unconscious as a vast repository of human knowledge, instinct, memory, and experience accumulated since the birth of the species and genetically and psychologically passed down from generation to generation. Therefore, the collective unconscious is an invaluable and wisdom-filled source of information, unconsciously linking us all together. Much like the World Wide Web, the Internet links us together and has become a great part of our interconnected collective consciousness. There is a consciousness that connects all life. Some call it the universal life energy or unity consciousness. Gurus, mystics, and sages have spoken for centuries about universal life energy. It has been called many things, including ki, ka, chi, prana, neta, inhu, and biomagnetic energy, to name a few. When we raise our vibration and increase our energetic sensitivity, a natural flow of the moment can be perceived as a sense of rightness. When we follow this flow, we move into alignment with the universe and life feels increasingly harmonious. We feel successful, fulfilled, and abundant. Everything is connected through a universal field of virtual particles, and we are all in a single living system. What this new worldview suggests is that Physical form as biological consciousness is a local expression of a universal phenomena commonly referred to as consciousness. The circle of life and the evolution of form are natural processes that create a framework for experience where consciousness is a fundamental aspect of reality. Consciousness, once thought to be only a product of brain chemistry, is now viewed as the external driving force for all that exists. Although mind is very much an energetic and highly debatable concept, it is suggested that the individual's mind is a process of this universal phenomena to experience as opposed to being a separate entity. The individual mind is identical to the whole quote-unquote mind and therefore cannot be contained in it as part of the mind itself. You will see from our textbook that we will cover metaphysics and other theories of consciousness and intelligence, to include the monistic theory of the universe, ancient astronaut theories, multiple dimensions, the mystery schools of Egypt, Robert Gardner's multiple intelligence theories, the levels of intelligence, and 3 types of genius theory. We will also talk about intelligence through divine transmission, and we will review subject matter of our known geniuses such as Albert Einstein, Tesla, Benjamin Franklin, Leonardo da Vinci, Isaac Newton, Charles Drew, Galileo, Aristotle, Mahatma Gandhi, Ernest Everett Just, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Thomas Edison, George Washington Carver, Stephen Hawking, Condoleezza Rice, and more. Again, we as evolving beings striving for superior knowledge must welcome wisdom and information with an objective analysis, not just an intermediate subjective conclusion. Let's start with Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was a German-born theoretical physicist and philosopher of science. Mused on the concept of his internal dream world, and even used visualization techniques to arrive at some of his theories, including that of relativity. One of his most famous quotes deals with the condition of consciousness. Reality is merely an illusion. He developed the general theory of relativity, one of 2 pillars of modern physics, along with quantum mechanics. He is best known in popular culture for his formula E equals mc squared, which has been dubbed the world's most famous equation. He received in 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics. Serbian-American inventor Nikola Tesla contributed to a development of altering current electrical system that's widely used today and discovered the rotating magnetic field, the basis of most AC machines. Tesla is best known for his many revolutionary developments in the field of electromagnetism. His work formed the basis of modern-day commercial electricity using alternating currents. However, he also came up with many marvelous scientific claims, some of which remain unresolved to this day, nearly 70 years after his death. Tesla possessed some extraordinary mental characteristics: an acute sense of hearing, visualization skills so vivid as to mimic reality, and bizarre eccentrics of habit and behaviors. His visualization enabled him to conduct realistic quote-unquote dream experiments while he was wide awake in the lab. As a result, it is very tempting to suggest that in his virtual laboratory, Tesla functioned one level above the lucid dream state. He had the ability, while being both physically and mentally awake, to run complex visualizations internally with all the realism, automaticity of a lucid dream world. Benjamin Franklin is one of our leading figures in early American history. He was a statesman, author, publisher, scientist, inventor, and diplomat. Born into a Boston family of modest means, Franklin had little formal education. He went on to start a successful printing business in Philadelphia and grew wealthy, where he helped launch a lending library, hospital, and college. He served in the Second Continental Congress and helped draft the Declaration of Independence in 1776. He also negotiated in 1783 the Treaty of Paris that ended the Revolutionary War. There is a review of countless geniuses in our textbook. These people might appear remarkable and rare, but genius is more prevalent than we imagine it to be. Everybody is a genius, so said Einstein. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it is stupid. It is up to you to find your genius from within. Do not allow anyone to proclaim your level of intelligence to be less than or stir you in the direction that they believe is right for you. Discovering your life's purpose is a personal journey aided by the mystery element. You must choose and decide what's right for you.